You guys should use that as like your entry music on stage. And then like if you ever go to a coffee house, they play it when they see you walk in. They're like, free lattes for everybody. They're gonna love you so much. I just am so thrilled. Unfortunately, I'm flying to Idaho to play the Sawtooth Valley Gathering. It's not gonna be as cool as this festival. I will never be as good again as I was at Effingham. Sawtooth Valley in Idaho doesn't deserve a good show the way Effingham does. I'm gonna only phone it in. I'm giving them 40%. I left it all on stage in Effingham. And the people at the Firefly requested this song second. This is a song I wrote with Jewel, and here goes. So we wrote this in Mexico. I remember writing this like it was yesterday. I hear the clack at 6 a.m. I feel so far from where I've been. I got my eggs, I got my pancakes too. I got my maple syrup, everything but you. I break the yolks, make a smiley face. I hope you're taking a video. Please make this a video. Okay, is it on? If anybody's watching this now, I hope that this guy here put it up on YouTube, because that means you could be watching it and it's the year 2060. We've now are able to time travel. So anybody at 2060 that watched this on YouTube in 2060, you're back here now because you watched this and you're gonna give us all the winning lottery number tickets. This has got to happen.
Marty, get my flux capacitor. I've got to get back to the future.
Okay. I'll get on with the song now. Sorry about that. You need to put this up on YouTube though. You could change the world. I hear the clock at 6 a.m. I feel so far from where I've been. I got my eggs, I got my pancakes too. Got my maple syrup, everything but you. I break the yolks, make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots off of the mirror, don't leave the keys in the door. I never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. Even after you're gone, I know you love me. I know you love me. Soon I know you'll see. Soon I know you will see. You were meant for me. You were meant for me. And I was meant for you. I want you to remember those harmonics. Check them out. When we were recording this, we got to live at Neil Young's ranch and make this record, and I was scared to do the harmonics, and the guy that was producing the record was Ben Keith. He's now deceased, but he was the pedal steel player in the Stray Gators with Neil Young. And it got to the part of the song where it did the harmonics, and I went, and he goes, what was that? And I go, just some little harmonics I added. He goes, I love it. Do it again so we get it cleaner. So I go, you loved it? Okay. He goes, perfect. And it stayed on the record. Let's get to the second verse. I called my mom, but she was out for a walk. I consoled her, took the coffee, but it didn't want to talk. Picked up the paper, it was more bad news. More hearts being broken, more people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, but it wasn't the same. It was happy, sad. It made Oh, so bad, 'cause dreams last for so long. Even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Now when you're writing a song with somebody, you get to this point when you're writing it. You've done a verse, a chorus, and a verse, a chorus. And this is where you come up with the existential question. Do we need a bridge in this song? And I said to Jewel, do we need a bridge in this song? And she said to me, Poltz, I really think we do. And I said, well then, seeing that it's in the key of C, let's go to the A minor 7th and make it the omniscient voice and sort of tell the moralizing thing of what's going on, and sort of maybe he's bummed out, the protagonist in the story. So here goes. We'll go to the A minor 7. I go about my business and I'm doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Oh yeah. This is the part where it comes out of the bridge and there's an instrumental. And if you remember the video on MTV, Jewel had a blue dress on with 100 arms, and all the arms were nailed to the floor. There wasn't a human arm in it, unfortunately. It was just pieces of material. And so it's at this point in the video that I'm not wearing a shirt. It was the 90s. It was a different time. And I'm coming up behind her like this, going, and I'm touching her face and looking forlorn. And it was a beautiful moment. Man, little did I know this song would sell 15 million records, and that it would be played every hour on MTV. So wherever I went in 1996, people would go, that's the dude from the Jewel video. I was no longer the dude from the Rugburns for about 2 years. But it was cool because I started getting a lot of big checks in the mail, and they were coming to my dad's house, my mom and dad, because I didn't even have an address. And the checks were so big, my dad had no faith in me. He called me up, he goes, this must be a mistake. And he goes, I'll put it in my bank account. They'll never catch us. I would come home, and he would have a new swimming pool built, new patio furniture, Alaskan cruise with a suite. It was crazy. It went to good use. And then, guess what? I found something out. Did you know you have to pay taxes? Have you heard of the IRS? Well, what they do is they take some of your money to pay for roads and stuff like that. And so I just was not paying my taxes on it. I have a confession to make to everybody since it's Friday confession hour here in Effingham. And I would get these notices from the IRS and I would never open them. I had over 200 of them. And I never opened them, and I did not pay taxes for 10 years. Finally, I came home one day where I was living, and the IRS agents were outside my apartment. And I was living at the beach, and they go, are you Steve? No, they said, do you know if Steve Poltz lives here? And they had IRS bags with them. And I go, I have no idea. And I ran down to the beach, and I was running. Jenny. And I ran and I ran. And then I had this friend that used to say, if you're ever in trouble with the IRS, give me a call. And he was the CFO of the San Diego Padres, okay? He was the chief financial officer. So I called him up in San Diego and I go, dude, the IRS showed up at my house. I don't even know how much money I owe him, but it's a lot. And he goes, meet me at the Tilted Kilt. Now the Tilted Kilt is like a Hooters, except it's for girls that wear plaid dresses and like these shirts that are buttoned real low, but their cleavage is pushed in like this, and the shirts are tied up. So rather than Hooters, they got plaid Catholic schoolgirl skirts on it. It's called the Tilted Kilt. It's in San Diego. That's where my accountant said to meet him. So this tells you where we're heading. So I go there and he goes, I bring in a brown paper bag. It's all wrinkled up and it's got 200 IRS letters in it. And I go, he goes, you haven't opened these. And I said, I'm too scared. And then I sat there while he opened each letter and his face got paler and paler and paler. And finally I go to him, is it bad? Is it bad? Is it bad? And he looked at me, and I've never forgotten this. And he lifted his hand up and he put it on my hand. And he looked me in the eyes and he goes, I've seen worse, but it's pretty bad, but we're gonna get through this together. Oh my God. And then the girl from the Tilted Kilt goes, would you like some truffle fries? So they call up the IRS and he tries to make a deal with them and they say, not only will we not make a deal with him, tell Mr. Poltz he's lucky he's not going to jail for willful negligence to pay taxes. And you guys, this is how stupid I am. All the money I made from the jewel hit, I kept in a checking account, earning nothing. And it was $450,000. I woke up the next morning and there was $10 left in my account. The IRS just took it all. They took it all. And do you know what? I was so worried about it before it happened. But once it happened, you know what I realized? If somebody had said to me, because I've been worried about it, if somebody had said to me, if you give me $449,550, I'm bad at math, I'll give you peace of mind, I would have said, take it all. They took it. And you know what I realized? I have a guitar. I could be out on the road and I can earn $100 tomorrow playing on the streets. And then I could go get my own truffle fries. So one thing led to another and I paid off the IRS, I'll have you know. And I still have that same tax accountant. And that tax accountant has turned out to be one of my dear, dear friends. His name is Bob Crowsdale. I love him. And he does my taxes quarterly now. You want to hear something even funnier? He voted for Donald Trump. We could not be any more different. And he looks at me and I said, what? And he goes, we can't all be alike. We've got to be different in some ways. And I said, you know what? I love you. And he said to me, I love you. And then we stood up and we go to the Tilted Kilt on a quarterly basis. That's why I believe we can have peace in this world. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a hallelujah? Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. I need to hear it twice as loud. Or can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. This is the greatest show I've ever played. I will never be this good again. Okay, let's get to the third verse. It's something about dental work. It'll come to me. I brush my teeth, I put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave the light on. I pick a book up, I turn the sheets down. I take a drink and a good look around. Put on my PJs and hop into bed, you guys. Put on my PJs and I hop. Come up here. I'm half alive, but I feel mostly dead. You're gonna go, I tell myself it'll all be alright. I'm right here.
Tell myself it'll all be alright. I shouldn't think anymore tonight. Dreams last so long, even after you're gone. I know you love me. Soon I know you'll say you were meant for me.
did. Thank you.